Hey everybody, it's your girl KeeKee and happy St. Patty's Day. Tomorrow is St. Patty's Day and I could not be more excited. I live on Cape Cod, which is in Massachusetts. Capital of Mass is Boston. The #1 in the country just voted best St. Patty's Day. Parties, festivals, the parade, the whole nine, we got it down pat. So I got my green and gold, green and gold, green and gold. And I am not doing the whole meal for you guys because that's basically the same. There's some variations of corned beef and cabbage, but if you want to do traditional, it's pickling spices or a brine or a combination. But I have a few things that people have asked me about. What's the difference between a round, which is basically deli, we're not even going to talk about that, that will be for a different day, flat and point corned beef. So I'm going to clear that up for you. So this here is what we are using in our house for tomorrow. Corned beef, this is the flat cut. Flat is less fat, it's a more lean corned beef. Point is fattier. People say that the point has more flavor because of the fat. I've never ever had a problem with this guy. Tastes delicious. And there is, you know, some fat right there, but I usually, you know, end up taking some off just because sometimes it gets greasy, but you know, it's not too bad, but I still do take some of that off. And these come with a seasoning packet. Usually. That's where this whole thing started. So, of course, you got your traditionals. You got corned beef, cabbage, onions. You got potatoes and carrots. Now, you see that little buddy in there, my garlic? I peel a whole garlic clove and put it in, and I will explain that to you shortly. Now, the packet that it comes with it, pickling spices, is that big. I just opened it because I wanted to see how much actually there was in there. This is 1/8 of a cup. So this here is 2 teaspoons of pickling spice. Now I jotted a few notes down because I'm KeeKee. I don't do things traditional all the time. So this is what is in traditional pickling spice. Coriander seed. You got some black peppercorn, you got mustard seed, you got some ginger in there, you got some cinnamon sticks crushed up, bay leaf, allspice, and clove. And for all of you that follow me, you know, KeeKee don't do clove, so I crossed that one right off. Now, pickling spice, people think of pickles. I did too. So, usually, this day, my St. Patty's Day, is what I do the same thing every year. I drink green beer, I have corned beef and cabbage, and I watch Boondock Saints. Like, that's my tradition because it's a Boston movie about St. Patty's Day and some brothers. So it's great. Check it out this year. So with that being said, it was probably summertime, maybe going into the fall, and I wanted corned beef and cabbage. And I was like, let's, you know, change it up. I bought one. That little packet was not inside it. That's happened a few times. So I was like, oh, it's pickling spice. Can't be too different. You guys have a jar of these? I did too. So I took a nice mesh strainer and I got all the goods out of it. So there's the peppercorn, there's coriander seeds, some mustard seed in there, some garlic. So there's some good stuff in here. But when you're talking about these pickles, it's, of course, you know, cucumber, salt, vinegar, but less than 2% of spices, okay? Garlic, mustard seed, dried bell pepper. I didn't even mention peppercorn, but it's there. So I'm like, all right, well, that's that. So I thought, all right, you know, I know that pickling spices is a little different. So KeeKee's Portuguese allspice is what I added to this with my corned beef in the crock pot, and it was phenomenal. So real quick, I know a lot of people have asked for this. I'm going to do my Portuguese allspice for you. So this here, we're gonna start just mixing it right on a plate, okay? And I'm gonna move this bugger down so you guys can see what I'm working with here. Now this is in my book, Last Recipe, Save the Best for Last, page 176. So we are going to start with 5 tablespoons of paprika. Just throw it on there. And then we have ground allspice. We have chili powder, black pepper, cumin, cinnamon, nutmeg. All right, so that was 1 teaspoon of each of those. Now we have half a teaspoon of ginger and oregano. You're just gonna mix that all up, make it delicious. And then over here, a couple bay leaves crushed up, lemon zest, orange zest. I'm letting this dry, and then you are gonna mix that all together, and you're gonna get this pretty little thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back to you tomorrow, and I will let you know all about how this turns out. I'm probably gonna do these spices with probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons of my allspice. So I will report back tomorrow. And the garlic, I did remember. This here, you throw in probably an hour in. It gets almost like a roasted garlic. Spread that over the corned beef. Phenomenal. It's your girl KeeKee. Happy St. Patty's Day.